Hey, YouTubers. Tonight's podcast is going to be fairly short, but we're going to cover an issue in Monmouth County that illustrates everything that's wrong with county government in the state of New Jersey, everything that's wrong with any form of local government. I'm going to talk about an issue, particularly a government project, in which case the county wasted roughly $15 million in taxpayers' money for the sole purpose of political viability and maintaining a majority on the freeholder board. And I'm going to go into the nuts and bolts of it. There's a project that existed back in 2014 and 2015 that was called the Monmouth County Reliability Project. And what the project was it was a cooperative effort by the county government as well as JCP&L, the electric company, to create a high voltage power line in Monmouth County along NJ Transit platforms, and NJ Transit owned property. The county knew from the very beginning that that the plan would not comply with the New Jersey land use law because of various easements and various of fire hazards and safety concerns that the project entailed. But yet the project spent $15 million on planning for a project that the county knew wouldn't get approved. Why do you think that was, folks? Because what was going on in 2013, 14, and 15 in Monmouth County? The Verizon battle in Hazlet Township and Homedale. Verizon was trying to put underground wires and transformers in Homedale and Hazlet that the people did not want. The people did not want a cell towers. They didn't want anything to do with the Verizon project. They were concerned about the adverse effect that it would have on their property tax values. So that leaves one to conclude that the county spent the money that it did on the high reliability project as a way to try and placate Verizon and the major companies. Because what happened in Verizon's case was Verizon basically started a war with the Hazlet Township Committee. And up to this day, both sides portray themselves as winning the war for the underground wires. In reality, a confidential settlement was entered in 2015 by Hazlet Township and Verizon. Now, that confidential settlement that was entered by Hazlet Township and Verizon was entered just as Monmouth County gave the green light to the Monmouth County Reliability Project. Now, JCP&L, the other thing that adds food for thought, is JCP&L is losing territory as we speak now. Okay? Governor Murphy has had issues with them, and his administration has basically pressured the BPU, the Board of Public Utilities, to take as much location as you can away from JCP&L and transfer it to PSE&G. And almost every past administration has had problems with them. So with that being said, why would the county start a cooperative project with a with a utilities company that is essentially going under and expend tens of millions of dollars on a project by a utility company that they know is going under, that the project won't get approved? Why would a county do that? Why would any rational minded body agree to expend that kind of money? Well, let's look at our candidates for freeholder this year. The Republican majority on the board has nominated at a county convention the Republican female mayor of Hazlet Township to run. Okay. She was at the focal point of Monmouth County's battle with Verizon. Okay. Do you think right now, if the county didn't expend those millions of dollars to try and placate Verizon and JCP&L, that we would still have a Republican membership on the board or a Republican majority on the board? Probably not. Probably not. But the point is that these freeholders, the five of them, if they are guilty of nothing else, it is pork barreling. Okay, pork barreling is a political term that essentially means that they are allocating money to their home districts and to those that have helped them get elected so that they can get reelected. That's how we have 10 and 15 term congressmen in Washington and 10 and 15 term legislators in Trenton. And the freeholders are no different, folks. Okay? That entire board is surviving. And part of that political survival was the Monmouth County Reliability Project. Now, the project has been quashed. The project is over. It didn't go anywhere. It wasn't going to go anywhere. So now, when do the people get their $15 million back? Where did that money go? The money that was to be spent on the project. I'll tell you where it went. It went to more constituents that were major campaign donors of the Republican majority on the board. It went to surveyors. It went to land use planners. It went to urban developers. And right now, the taxpayers have nothing to see for the money that was expended because the project got quashed in the beginning stages. And I mean, people underestimate government. Yes, government is full of incompetence and government is full of redundancy. Okay, folks? But from the very beginning, somebody at the Monmouth County Council's office had to smell the coffee brewing and had to be able to realize that the Monmouth Reliability Project wasn't going to meet legal muster, and therefore any money invested in it was going to be purely a waste. So I am only left to conclude that somebody knew that and somebody advised the freeholders of that, but the freeholders still opted to expend the money because the expenditure was going to politically reward them in the near future, as it has this election year. By having a Republican on the board or coming onto the board that wouldn't be a candidate if it wasn't for that decision. If Verizon or JCP&L would have not gotten the support from the freeholder board that it did in 2015, they would have politically retaliated by forming a political action committee and outspending the Republican majority. And that almost happened, folks. Okay? If you're a local government official in a hot spot in New Jersey or a county government official in central Jersey or northwestern New Jersey, the one entity or the one special interest that you don't want to piss off is the utility companies, okay? Because every utility company is organized in a way that they each have their own lobbyist. And those lobbyists are no strangers to things like PACs and campaign finance committees and things of that nature, okay? Right now, the current Republican freeholder that's going to be the newbie to the board is heavily supported by Verizon because she worked out a sweetheart deal with Verizon that ended all the litigation and ended all the chaos and turmoil that would have resulted in years-long court battles. I mean, if you guys can't see as clear as the light of day that the current Monmouth County Freeholder Board composition is more concerned with placating special interest, and they're placating Verizon and JCP&L, resulted in $15 million of taxpayer money being lost, then I don't know if you guys are blind. Because right now we're reaching a point in the state of New Jersey where it's becoming impossible for the average person to attend a local government meeting and to speak out without being retaliated against. Because it's like the old expression, the 6 degrees of separation. Okay? Everybody knows everybody in New Jersey. There are certain topics that people won't cover in their channel because they're afraid of professional retaliation. And when I say professional retaliation, what it comes down to is nobody wants to lose business. Nobody wants their names smeared in the community. And I remember a time not too long ago, even in my generation, where people could disagree about substantive issues, and at the end of the day, they could still remain civil to each other. And right now I don't feel that we have that anymore in this country. I think the Monmouth County government structure is a pure example of retaliation upon retaliation. I mean, that freeholder board basically drove out John Curley because he refused to sign off on budgetary issues that he felt was a waste. Okay, that freeholder board is so in sync, and they're synchronized in their decision making process because you have a board that's unanimously Republican and doesn't really give a crap about what any of us have to say other than what the party boss tells them to vote on. And that's what the problem is. And the Monmouth Reliability Project, for the last time tonight, is the illustration of the freeholder board's willingness to cater to special interest. And in this case, the special interest got it all. They got the 15 million bucks, and the average Joe taxpayer didn't get a goddamn thing except a higher tax bill. With that said, guys,